The tea is exceptionally good today. Who made this? Very delicious. Hold on.
Hey, my cosmic cousins. It's your girl, Nova Charm, and welcome to another episode of Astrology Tea with Nova Charm. On today's episode, I want to talk about Saturn Retrograde in Pisces. Now, technically, we've been in retrograde energy with Saturn since July 13th, actually. But it was just in Aries. So it was early degree Aries. It wasn't hitting as hard as this Pisces energy will be coming in on September 1st, okay? So yes, the universe is not done with that Pisces energy when it comes to Saturn. There's still some discipline that needs to be done in that area and some endings. And as always, I'm here to give you the tea on this energy so you can move through it the smoothest, okay? And make it work for you. But before I get too deep into it, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe to your girl, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of this cosmic tea that I have to sip with you, okay? Now let's get into it. As I mentioned before, Saturn went into retrograde back on July 13th, but it was in Aries. So that energy around that time was a time to slow down on impulsive thinking, a time to assert yourself in your own individual identity, channeling your energy into things that motivate you and the direction you're leading yourself into. Now, when it comes to Saturn, anything that Saturn touches, let's just say it gets too real. If you're new to astrology and you're not sure what Saturn energy represents, let me give you a little briefing. Now, some refer to Saturn as Satan, and I definitely see why, because it gives you all of those harsh lessons that came with you through this lifetime. Saturn is a disciplinary. If you are not working hard in this area, then you're going to feel it. Saturn restricts everything in that area. Whatever energy you have in that area will be restricted until you learn the lesson. And everybody has a lesson to learn. It's just different based on whatever energy you have in your Saturn placement. For instance, if you have your Saturn in a 7th house, then you may be the type of person to be single for a very long time, unfortunately, until you understand about how to manage relationships properly, whether that be making sure that they're equally balanced and that you're not overgiving with yourself, or else you will always have relationships that fall apart. Now, Saturn also represents time, corporations, prisons, anything that will restrict you, okay? And just a little tea, if you're ever wanting to get a little bit of information about the relationship of your father, you can also see that in your Saturn placement as well. Now, of course, if you learn all the lessons that Saturn is designed for you to learn, then you will get a big reward from Saturn. It will be the best reward ever. But yeah, you're going to have to work for that. So now that you understand that Saturn is the restrictor, you now see how important it is for this retrograde energy that we're entering into to make sure that you have all the information that you need so that nothing gets restricted for you. Okay? And by this Saturn retrograde energy entering back into Pisces on September 1st, that means it's entering in on critical degrees. This means that it is the highest degree of Pisces that you can even think about, okay? Pisces represents the spirit. It also represents karmic debts, your spiritual practices, secrets, emotional boundaries, as well as your intuition and creativity. So you're probably having some really vivid dreams right now because Pisces also represents the dreams. And your intuition is probably incredibly high right now. Go with it. Trust yourself. Whatever you're feeling right now is what you are supposed to be feeling. Now, this is definitely going to be a period where you want to revisit your emotional boundaries, your spiritual commitments that you've made to yourself, and any type of unresolved karmic debt that you feel like you may have. And your dreams might be telling you a little bit of information about this because Pisces also rules the subconscious. So that's the things that we don't really know that is going on, but it's going on in our spirit. This is just a time for you to really discipline these areas in your life, especially when it comes to your emotional and your spiritual boundaries. Saturn's retrograde is very slow. It's very serious and it is incredibly karmic, okay? So it's not about the quick fix. It's about the long-term overall growth. Now, I would be lying to you if I said that this is going to be easy. This energy is in direct opposition with Virgo. Virgo and Pisces are sister signs. And right now we have a lot of Virgo energy going on. And so for it to be moving in Pisces, right now organizing your life would be like trying to make a calendar in the fog. Okay? Just being real with you. You may even be feeling really exhausted right now, and it's okay to rest. Now, Saturn will be in retrograde until like November 27th or 28th. So all of this is going to be directed to self and not anything else that is outside of self. This is going to be a time where you're going to have to recommit yourself, especially when it comes to your spiritual boundaries and the type of energy that you allow in your circle. This is going to be a great time to recommit yourself to any type of spiritual practices that you've been thinking about, any creative endeavors that you have going on, and definitely emotional boundaries that you need to have up in your life. This is closing out a big cycle, and not just any cycle, a karmic cycle that is being brought to an end for you. So make sure you play your hand smart. There might be people from your past that be coming in, but they're coming in to test you. You know, retrogrades, they like to test us, okay? Just make sure that every decision that you make is for the best decision for you and not anybody else. Meditation and journaling would be a great thing to do around this time, especially if you're thinking about getting yourself a dream journal. This would be a great time to start a dream journal, okay? So ultimately, we're in the karmic reset. That's what you can pretty much define this as. So you get to determine what your karma will look like. It's almost the universe's way of saying, are you sure this is how you want it to end? You want to run that back? And yes, I absolutely would love to run that back. Now, Cosmic Cousins, I just wanted to give y'all a little brief overall understanding of what this energy would be like. I'm not going to keep y'all long today. I'm not going to make this a long video. But of course, you know, I did put together some journal prompts and affirmations that will be helpful for you during this energy. You know your girl got you, okay? The first journal prompt is, where in my life do I give too much of myself without healthy boundaries? The next prompt is, how can I create boundaries that feel compassionate and not restrictive? Prompt number 3 is, what illusions or fantasies am I ready to release in order to see reality clearly? Prompt number 4 is, where have I been avoiding responsibility by escaping into distraction or daydreams? The next prompt I have is, how can I create a daily ritual that grounds my intuition and my imagination? The next prompt that I have is, what old emotional wounds resurface when I slow down and reflect? And how can I give myself forgiveness and closure for this? And my last and final prompt is, where in my life do I need to trust divine timing instead of forcing outcomes? Now, I know that was a lot of prompts, but I wanted to give y'all something to work with because this is really serious. It's like the finals, and I really want y'all to pass. Like, I'm not even being funny. Like, that's some true tea, okay? Now, I've worked up some affirmations for this time, and I think they will come in handy after you've resurfaced all of those things from the journal prompts, okay? My first affirmation is, I create healthy boundaries that protect my peace. My next affirmation is, I ground my dreams in structure and in devotion. Now, my last and final affirmation, I trust the unseen flow of life while staying rooted in my truth. So the overall energy of this Saturn retrograde in Pisces is boundaries versus compassion, illusions versus truth, your spiritual structure, your emotional healing, and divine flow and discipline. I hope this video has helped you. That is the whole purpose of me doing these videos, is to get this information out so that other people are able to utilize this energy and make the most of it. And if I've changed at least one person's life with this, or has helped somebody, at least one person, then I feel like I've done my job for the day, you know? And I appreciate all of my subscribers that have recently subscribed. And I appreciate all of the likes and all of the comments on a lot of my videos. I appreciate you guys very, very much. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to your girl so you don't miss any of this cosmic tea that I want to sip with you. And I'm out, Cosmic Cousins.